If you're 61 years old with $2.5 million in savings, you're in a great financial position. But does that mean you can retire comfortably? The answer isn't as simple as just looking at the size of your portfolio. Retirement planning depends on how much you spend, your expected lifespan, your investment strategy, and potential risks like inflation and healthcare costs. Today, we're breaking down what you need to consider before making the decision to retire. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Scott McCartney, and I'm a portfolio manager from Novus Pro of Raymond James. I help high net worth investors and their families build long-term financial plans and tailored portfolios. Can you retire with $2.5 million? On the surface, $2.5 million sounds like more than enough for retirement, but whether that amount will last depends on a few key factors. Number one, your annual spending needs. How much do you plan to withdraw each year? Number two, your investment strategy. Will your money continue to grow or stay stagnant? And number three, taxes and inflation. How much will taxes and rising costs eat into those savings? And also healthcare expenses. Will unexpected medical costs impact your financial security? By running the numbers and looking at the risks, you can determine if retiring now is a smart decision, or if you need to adjust your strategy. How much can you withdraw each year? One of the best ways to estimate your retirement readiness is by looking at what your withdrawal rate is. That's the percentage of your savings that you'll withdraw each year to cover all the expenses. There's a common guideline. It's the 4% rule, which suggests that if you withdraw 4% of your portfolio per year, your money should last at least 30 years under normal market conditions. With $2.5 million saved, here's how the 4% rule applies. 4% of $2.5 million is $100,000 per year. So that means you could potentially withdraw $100,000 annually and have a high likelihood of sustaining your savings over the time. However, the 4% rule is just a general guideline. Whether this withdrawal rate works for you depends on several factors, including your actual spending needs. Do you need more or less than $100,000 per year? Market performance. A prolonged market downturn early in retirement could reduce your long-term sustainability. Taxes. If most of your savings are in tax-deferred accounts like an RSP or a 401k, withdrawals will be taxed, meaning you'll need to account for that. Healthcare and unexpected expenses. Medical costs tend to rise as you get older, and long-term care could become a significant expense later in retirement. So is the 4% rule safe for your situation? Well, the 4% rule has been widely used in retirement planning. It just might not be a perfect fit for everybody. Your specific withdrawal strategy should account for the following things. Your asset allocation. If your portfolio is heavily invested in low-risk assets like bonds or cash, growth might be limited, requiring a lower withdrawal rate. Inflation protection. If inflation rises significantly, a $100,000 annual withdrawal may not have the same purchasing power in 15 to 20 years. Flexibility in spending. Some retirees choose a dynamic withdrawal strategy, adjusting their withdrawals based on market performance. For example, if the market is performing well, you may be able to withdraw slightly more. But in years when the market is down, reducing those withdrawals can also help preserve your portfolio for the long term. Alternative withdrawal strategies. Depending on your risk tolerance and your lifestyle needs, you may want to consider alternative withdrawal strategies. The 3.5% rule. Some financial professionals recommend withdrawing 3.5% instead of 4% to account for rising life expectancy and uncertain market conditions. This would mean withdrawing $87,500 per year instead of the $100,000, increasing the likelihood that your money lasts longer. The bucket strategy. This approach divides your savings into short-term, medium-term, and long-term investments. So you keep a few years of cash or bonds for immediate spending, while the rest is invested more for growth. This helps prevent selling assets at a loss during market downturns. Guardrail approach. This strategy allows for flexible withdrawals. If the market is strong, you may increase withdrawals slightly. If the market declines, you tighten spending temporarily. This approach can provide a more sustainable way to manage retirement income. How long will your savings last? Retirement today can last 25 to 30 years or more, depending on your health and your lifestyle. To make sure your $2.5 million lasts, you need a well-diversified investment strategy to keep your money growing throughout retirement. You also need to account for inflation. A withdrawal of $100,000 today won't have the same purchasing power 20, 30 years from now. You should plan for unexpected expenses, such as home repairs, medical bills, other costs. All of these can add up really quickly. A sustainable withdrawal strategy might mean taking out less than 4% in the early years and adjusting based on market conditions. How taxes and inflation affect your retirement. Taxes and inflation are two of the largest threats to your retirement income. If your savings are in retirement savings plans, 401ks, or other types of tax-deferred accounts, every single withdrawal is taxed as income. Strategic tax planning can help minimize what you owe. Inflation averages 2 to 3% per year, meaning your expenses will likely double over 25 to 30 years. If your investments don't keep up, your purchasing power will shrink. Tax-free accounts like a TFSA or a Roth IRA can help reduce tax burdens in retirement, allowing you to withdraw funds more efficiently. So what about healthcare and long-term care? One of the biggest unknowns in retirement is healthcare costs. As you age, medical expenses typically increase, and long-term care can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. To prepare for healthcare costs, have a strategy for Medicare or private insurance. Understand what's covered and what you'll need to do to pay out of pocket. Consider long-term care insurance. This can help cover assisted living or nursing home expenses. Plan for unexpected medical costs. Keeping an emergency fund or health savings account, HSA, can provide a financial cushion should you delay retirement or adjust your plan. If the numbers don't work out the way you expected, you do have options. You can delay Social Security or pension withdrawals. Waiting longer to claim Social Security can significantly increase those monthly benefits. You can also work part-time or do some consulting work. Even a small income can reduce the amount you need to withdraw from those savings. Of course, you can adjust spending in retirement. By cutting unnecessary expenses, you can make your money last longer. If you're 61 with $2.5 million, you may be able to retire now, but only if your spending, your taxes, your investments, and your healthcare costs are carefully planned. Before making the final decision, I offer a free one-on-one consultation where we will analyze your current savings and your withdrawal strategy. We will assess potential risks and the hidden costs in your retirement plan. We will also develop a tax-efficient strategy to make your money last. Click the link below to schedule that free consultation. Let's make sure you retire on your terms with complete confidence. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more retirement insights, and drop a comment with any questions you might have. I'll see you in the next video.